Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to Anime King 2, and today I'm gonna be giving you a brand new episode of What If Naruto Was Too Advanced for His Age, Part 9. Remember to get this to 100 like as usual, share this to all of your friends on your social media platform, and also go ahead and check out the brand new episode of What If Naruto Was given abilities by 4 devils, and enjoy that guys over on Anime King. All links will be in the description, so go ahead and check out that and enjoy. And stay tuned for a new episode over Anime King 3, which I do hope that you guys enjoy. And remember, if you're new and this is the first time you're hearing my voice, go ahead and click that red subscribe button and become part of the Anime King family. And thank you for all of your help and support, and yeah, without further ado, what is to begin this new episode, start the intro. So, the last spot we left off, as Neji made his way down to the arena as he faced off against an opponent from the Hidden Stone that knew how to counter the Sharingan strikes, as he hardened his body to the point where Neji was unable to shut off his chakra system. But Neji was still able to get around that as he used ninjutsu, which was Earth, as Uncle has been training him in his element. Most Hyugas did not use ninjutsu, so it was rather different to see Neji using ninjutsu like this, as Hayashi and the others were a bit surprised by that. But Neji ended up winning the fight, as Naruto made his way down as he was next to face off against Neji. Both boys clashed violently in the ring, as they fought each other with their heart content. Both of them seemed to have fun as they do it, as both of them knocked down each other several times before coming back up, as Naruto mixed the lightning infused ball to the wind as well, as he fired as it slammed into Neji's rotation. Neji was unable to maintain as he was blown back, as Naruto was also out of chakra after using so many ninjutsu as the both of them collapsed. It was a draw. And with that, Tenten was the only one remaining as she ended up winning the tournament. As Yujiro made her way to the hospital with Naruto, as she saw him lying there, she didn't know what came over her but she kissed him. After that, as Uncle was called by Minato to talk about the team, as he was talking about Tenten as she lost her cool rather quickly, he couldn't have that on the battlefield. But after hearing Uncle's statement, he decided to make all of them Chonins. Well, Naruto and Neji was already showing for Chonins, but Tenten as well now, as they would be Team Uncle now, as many missions have been circulating asking for them, missions from Naminakuni and other villages. As Uncle was delighted at that, she made her way to get drunk. As she arrived at the bar, she saw Yujiro there. As the both of them spoke, Uncle didn't see the problem, as Naruto liked her, so she should just tell him. Yujiro took Uncle advice as she made her way, as Naruto was on the roof watching the moonlight. As she told him what happened, Naruto was surprised. He knew that he felt something strange when waking up, as he just couldn't remember what it was. As they did a proper kiss and Naruto was in utter bliss. He's wanted this for such a long time, he didn't even knew it. As the both of them made out on top of the roof, things started to get rather heated as they had to cool each other down, as they didn't mind taking things well at a normal pace, as they share another blissful kiss. But that night something bad happened. Sasuke was currently away on a mission with his sensei and his group. While that was going on, Itachi had came home from a long mission, a rather gruesome mission, as it was bloody, body parts everywhere, a mass murderer, blood, body parts, severed head, arms and everything. He then heard screams as he made his way, seeing his father try to kill his mother, as she already had some severe cuts. He made his way in a fast movement and plunged that sword right through his mother's heart. His mother came over and hugged him, as she cradled him even though she was bleeding, as she had to make sure her boy was okay. Things had gone a bit distance between them, since Itachi was younger. Growing up, he just spent most of his time doing envoy duty work, and she barely see him anymore. But she had to be there for her son, as Minato was called. Fukaku was trying to activate the Mangekyo Sharingan, which Itachi now did, seeing that he took his father's life. As Minato told him to not blame himself, because he saved his mother from certain death. As Mikoto activate their 3 totem Sharingan. She had a genjutsu, rather powerful genjutsu that she was able to cast, as she put Itachi's nerves to ease, saying that he was still on edge, as she just wanted to make sure her son was okay. The next morning, as Naruto and his group were all making their way to Hokage's office, as they arrived there, it was time for their promotion. So yeah guys, so it's basically that's what I thought. You guys can switch across to the place and check it out for yourself. So what do you say begin this new episode? Alright Team 5, said Minato. I called you here to discuss the results of the Chunin exams. The first 2 tests was to test your knowledge and your ability regarding genjutsu and facing interrogations. As you grow as a shinobi, you will start being entrusted with some of the village secrets. If you get caught by a foreign ninja, you'll have to learn how to live through interrogation. Next, we test their resolves by breaking their own nightmares to you. While on the field, there will be difficult situations, so you all have to be in control of your emotions so you don't get overwhelmed by the enemy. Next, we evaluate your fighting style. Neji, such as the Hyuga tradition, you managed to take out your opponent swift and fast by using Ryugen style, but you did something different by adding in ninjutsu as well, showing that you have different options of fighting. That will be a good move to surprise the enemies. Most of them always thinking that the Hyugas only rely on their traditional style of fighting. Naruto, your calm and quick thinking worked wonders against the first shinobi, and you took on all their other opponents with their fast thinking and able to make your way up to the finals with Neji. Last but not least, Tenten, even though you fought only one match, you were able to use Konoha's strongest fire ninjutsu. All of you show reason to believe that you're ready for the next step in your career. So, I congratulate all of you, as you are promoted to Chunin. Congratulations, he said. Both Naruto and Tenten cheer as Neji smiled a bit, as he gave them all a Chunin vest. Neji really hoped that this was optional because he wouldn't be wearing that. Tenten didn't like it either. Naruto simply removed his vest that he was wearing and placed on Chunin vest. He actually liked it. Right, said Minato. No, normally, Anko here wouldn't be your sensei, since you all upgrade to Chunins. However, after reviewing some mission requests, I chose to gather a new team regarding you 4. 3 Chunins and 1 Jonin. After the Chunin exams, Konoha received a lot of mission reports, and all of the clients are asking for this specific team to complete it for them. Being that said, the new Team Anko will be completing missions for 3 months, from C to A rank. The group was surprised. Before you ask any questions, the A ranks are going to be low level. Anyway, all the details are in the scroll I gave to Anko. I wish you all the best of luck. Dismiss, he said, as Minato smiled as he watched him go. Team 5, as he knew that team would make a reputation for themselves, a quite powerful one. After all, they covered each other's strengths and weaknesses so well. The team was a perfect match, and with Anko guiding them as a Jonin to give them the experience they need, soon enough all of them will be promoted to Jonin, and he knew that. They were all just destined for greatness. Meanwhile, as Team 5 made their way towards Dango place. Alright, you heard the Hokage. We're going to be on the road for 3 months. I know you all have scrolls that you keep your things in, so use as much as possible and pack all that you will need, she said. Our first mission is a B rank. An escort. A merchant from the Wave country came to see Chunin exams, and now he paid for his safety on his way home. The reason for it being B rank is because there's a businessman that wants to rule all the exporting era in Wave country, and our client is one person that is standing in his way. And just because we're on the road, that doesn't mean that we are not going to be training. As for training, we're going to be perfecting all of your elemental affinities. Neji, I want you to ask your fathers for the advanced scroll when it comes to wards that you can stand, and I'll get the scrolls for the Earth Ninjutsu to help you in your affinity regard. Tenten, I have some scrolls regarding your fire techniques affinity. Search some books on Kinjutsu, they would come in handy. And that leaves you, Naruto. You already have a natural affinity for wind. It is like second nature to you, so we're going to be perfecting your lightning ability, and also your style of fighting with a trench knife. And for that to happen, we need to increase your speed. Now, she said, all of you, head to your homes and start packing. After that, Naruto, you have to head to the library to require a book on advanced lightning manipulation. Be at the gate, the west gate, at 3 hours, she said, as the group nodded as they parted ways. When Naruto made his way home, he was surprised his father was here as well, eating lunch with his mother. Hello there, Naruto-kun, want some lunch? Naruto nodded as he sat down, as Kushina smiled at her baby boy. as she saw his changing wardrobe, as she heard from Minato that he became Chunin after all. Congratulations on the promotion, Naruto-kun. We're proud of you, she said. As Naruto blushed a bit in happiness, as he then told his mother how long he would be out of the village, as Minato didn't tell her that part. She was worried about her son. But after recent development, she thought he could take care of himself. She just told him to be careful out there, as Naruto promised. He would be back in time to, well, see his baby sister born. As he then turned to his father, Dad, I was wondering, do you have any more books on advanced lightning manipulation? Minato nodded as he made his way towards his personal library. After a moment, he appeared back in the room with a rather thick book about advanced lightning manipulation and ninjutsu for Jonins. As Naruto got the title, he couldn't believe it. As he looked towards his father, Minato knew that Naruto was always eager to learn, and that smile that he got on his face after seeing something that excited him, it always made Minato happy. Naruto, just remember that lightning is a very dangerous element if not treated with care, said Minato. Your father is right, Naruto-kun, said Minato. I remember Kakashi being in the hospital after a failed attempt of creating his lightning blade. His chakra coils were damaged and it took him a while to heal. Just promise me you'll be careful when trying out your lightning manipulation. Naruto nodded as he promised. After some time, Naruto made his way upstairs as he started to seal everything away. As he then came back down to say goodbye to his parents as he promised that he'll be back when Niseo is born. As Kushina kissed her son on the forehead and wished him good luck. As his father gave him a thumbs up, also wishing him luck, and with that they said goodbye as he headed off. After leaving, Naruto saw Anfu waiting for him outside. Hello there, Naruto-kun. I heard that you were promoted to Jonin. Congratulations, said Yujiro. As Naruto nodded and made his way over to her. Yujiro-chan, I wish I could stay with you. However, I will be gone for 3 whole months, and he was interrupted as she removed her mask and kissed him. After they broke the passionate kiss, she placed back on the mask. You don't have to apologize for going out on missions, Naruto-kun. It is our job as shinobi. I'll be waiting eagerly for your return, she said. And with that she vanished in front of his eyes. Naruto for his part smiled, as he couldn't believe that he had a girlfriend, and someone as wonderful as her, as he made his way to the rendezvous point. But seeing that he still had some time left, he made his way. As he arrived, the moment he got there he could smell smoke in the air, as he saw Asuma and surprisingly Shikamaru, and 2 other genins. Approaching the man, Asuma stopped the training, as Shikamaru turned as he was happy to see his shogi partner. Naruto-senpai, it's great to see you again, he said. As Naruto was a bit surprised by the suffix to his name, as the blonde girl asked Shikamaru how he knew him. Shub-san Ino, can't you see that he was the one that fought against Neji in the Chunin exam? He's not a cousin. I see you pick a genin team, Asuma-sensei. All of them looked at Asuma-sensei, as Asuma decided to elaborate. I trained Naruto for Chunin finals. By the way, he adopted my training fighting style with a trench knife. So, what do I owe this visit? Said Asuma. I was wondering if you have to have some advanced katas regarding the trench knife fighting style. I will be out of the village for a couple of months. So, I have to find something to, well, keep me efficient out there. Asuma smiles and reached into his vest, as he pulled out a scroll. I was actually writing everything I know about the style. Here, take my notes and study them, as he tossed the scroll to Naruto, who caught it. When you come back, I'll see if you imagine new katas, and maybe we can discuss some new move to add to it. I'll be adding this style to Konoha library, and I thought that you might want to co-author it. After all, both of us are the only wind style masters in Konoha. We can leave it behind for the future generation. As Naruto nodded as he really appreciated the scroll. As Naruto then turned to say goodbye to Shikamaru, but the blonde girl was staring at him in a rather strange way. As Naruto glanced towards Shikamaru, Shikamaru mouthted the words, fangirl. Well then, see ya, said Naruto, and with that he was gone. As Ino then turned, well Shikamaru, you seem to know Naruto a lot, can you introduce us? Shikamaru sighed. Naruto-senpai mother and my mother are close friends, so he came by often to play shogi with us. As for the introduction topic, I don't think that he will be interested in you, said Shikamaru. What? Ino said. I'm the most beautifulest genin in Konoha. How can he not be interested in me, she said. Because at the moment he is currently dating a Anfu Kunoichi. I don't really know her name, secret identity and all. But she's a Kinjutsu fighter, so he wouldn't be interested in you. Ino was surprised. That made Asuma smile, so him and Yujiro got together. Well, he wouldn't say her name in front of Ino. Alright guys, let's continue with the training. at the west gate as Naruto was the last member to arrive, but he wasn't really late. As Anko approached the man, "Okay, Mikado-san," she said. "Now that the fourth member is here, it's time that we get going," she said. The man got up from the tree log that he was sitting on. "Okay, then let's go. My home is 2 days waiting from Konoha." As Neji took the front guard, as he had the Byakugan, while Naruto and Tenten were at the side, Anko at the back. And with that, the group made their way off. Moments later, as the group was making their way, they were just attacked by a group of bandits, which was quickly dealt with. They wanted to stop Mikado from making his way to Wave, as Naruto spoke about the turmoil that is going on in the Hidden Wave right now. As Mikado told them that Gato was ruthless, he was the one causing all of this, and he will stop at nothing to reach his goals. After some long walking, the group stopped for a while and rested. Anko said she wouldn't be able to teach anything, because they have to keep on alert, as the bandits were trying to kill this man and they had to protect him. But that didn't mean that they couldn't read, as each of them grabbed a book and started to read, in different elements. As Anko smiled, although they couldn't be able to practice, at least a theory can be taken care of. So with that, they headed off. As they rested for the night, the next morning they made their way again. As Mikado warned them, the closer they get, the more bandits they will have to take care of. And he was right, as they continued their journey. A hail of kunai came towards the group, as Neji dropped right in front of the group. Rotation! As he blocked each and every one of the kunais. "Enemies all around us," said Anko. "Naruto, summon some clone to protect the client, and take out as many as we can." "Neji, are there any ninjas amongst them?" Anko asked, as Neji had his Byakugan scanning the area, to find out if it was just bandits or if there was ninjas in them. As Naruto moved forward, as he had read about a new technique, lightning release. "Lightning force," he said, as he fired off a bolt of electricity from his both hands, shocking 3 bandits at once. Some of them backed off as Naruto shot forward into the group, as he took out every single one of them on his own. As Neji quickly informed Anko, as he could see 2 other chakra signature, and they seemed to be Chunin level. As Anko went to engage a stronger one of the group. As Anko saw his headband, it was a hidden stone headband that was crossed out. So the leaf huggers had some good lookers after all, the man said. Anko sent their snakes forward as they wrapped around the man, but he burst away into mud, as Anko scanned around trying to find him. Meanwhile, as Naruto finished his bandits, and he was making his way over to Tenten and Neji rather quickly, as Anko saw they were getting things done, the man then materialized behind her out of mud, as he grabbed onto her. "Don't move," he said. But he was too late, as a snake bit into his neck. He was surprised. Damn it, he grabbed onto the snake and pulled out the fangs and tossed the thing away, as his hands started to shake. "What the hell?" he said. His legs wobbly as he fell to the ground. The venom from the snake already coursing through his veins. "What did you do to me?" he screamed. "It's not nice to get behind me like that," said Anko. "You might get hurt." "No, I'm caught in a dilemma. I could either let the venom kill every cell in your body, or I could end your misery with this kunai in my hand. What should I do?" she said. The man would have pissed himself if the venom wasn't making so much of a mess inside his veins. Anko twisted as she tossed the kunai, as it pierced right through his heart. She then turned back to her team as Neji was delivering a 64-palm strike on one of the enemy ninjas. As the man was sent sailing by the last one, Tenten breathed out a massive stream of fire that engulfed 5 bandits, and Naruto was protecting the client, as she removed and sealed away the missing ninja's head and sent it back to Konoha. So with that out of the way, they got their bearings in, as they asked him about the new lightning jutsu, as Naruto told them what he read about it. With the electricity charge from your hand, you could manipulate it even after it was released from your body, in short or wide bursts. The stronger your control gets, the stronger your manipulation over the lightning affinity becomes. As she then turned to her team, "Alright, we're not too far away from our destination. Being that said, we won't rest until we reach his place." As the group nodded, as they continued their trip to Wave Country. A few hours later, as they arrived, there was a boat waiting, and it brought the man to his house, as he thanked them for all of their help. As Anko asked what was supposed to be their last mission, he gave Anko a document, as it was supposed to be delivered to a man named Tazuna, who lived a few miles away from here. Seeing that it was nighttime now, the man offered for them to stay here, and after discussing with their team, Anko accepted, as Neji and Tenten went to get some rest. Uncle came back downstairs to see Naruto going through a scroll. Approaching him, she asked him what he was reading. Oh, this is a scroll of the twin knife fighting style that Asuma Sensei created. He gave it to me so I could learn some more advanced moves in Naruto. As Uncle was smiling, you miss her, don't you? As Naruto was confused, after all, he didn't know that Uncle knew about his relationship with Yujiro. Miss who, Uncle Sensei? Uncle snorted. Well, Yujiro, who else? I happen to know of you two getting together. You don't have to hide this stuff from me, Naruto. As Naruto scratched the back of his head upon getting caught. But he turned back towards his sensei, as she saw a blissful smile came on his face. As he looked towards the window, I never thought I would feel like this, you know? At first, we started as rivals, who will use each other to get stronger. After that, we began to talk sometimes and we hit that friendship barrier. Now, days before my mission, we start to date. And now that I'm away, I think about her. As Uncle smiled, as he was growing up rather nicely. She had doubts at first, seeing that Yujiro was 8 years ahead of him. But Yujiro didn't focus on her relationship side. Only thing she focused on was just pure training. So, when it came to experience, the both of them were at the same level, lacking any of it. As the both of them can get to explore many things with each other and understand what it meant to be together. I see many of Iruka-kun in you, Naruto-kun, she said. Please don't lose this side of yours. As you grow up, you will be submitted to more and more temptation. Take Kakashi's book for example. Also, I believe that you met Jiraiya, the creator of the book. Jiraiya will no doubt try to influence you negatively, so don't let him, okay? As Naruto nodded at that, don't worry, Uncle Sensei. Both Jiraiya and Kakashi wouldn't try anything, because either my mother or Yujiro-chan would tear them apart. In fact, my mother was the one responsible for sending Jiraiya to the hospital, because he wanted my father to read some of his work. Trust me, he wouldn't dare thinking about it, said Naruto as he laughed. As Uncle nodded as she told him not to stay up so late, and for him to get some rest. Time skip, the next day. As he assured the client that document will be delivered to Tazuna. As he thanked them, he would be contacting Konoha for further mission service in the future, as he never felt so safe before. Bowing, the team made their way off into blurs. Seeing that they were no longer with him, they could move at shinobi speeds. As they arrived here rather quickly, arriving there, they met Tazuna. As they handed him the document, after reading the document, he smiled and looked at it. Well, I guess he had a safe trip. That's wonderful. Now the bridge will take less time to fix. Your client is our construction supplier, and according to the document, the material is not so far away from here, said Tazuna, as Uncle nodded. Well, my team here and I will be providing coverage for you and your man so that you can retrieve the supplies. The blonde beside me is Naruto Namikaze, followed by Neji Hyuga and Tenten, said Uncle. As Tazuna looked at Naruto. Whoa, you're really the fourth Togage's son, aren't you? As an annoyed look came on Naruto's face. He didn't have a problem when people see him as his father's son. After all, he didn't feel shame of that, he was proud. After all, his father was a strong, powerful fighter in all regards, and when it came to other things, nice and everything. But that wasn't the case. People always saw him as nothing but the fourth Togage's son. They didn't even address him as his name sometime. Always the fourth Togage's son, the fourth Tokage legacy and all that. He wanted to be known as him, Naruto Namikaze. But this man didn't know that at all. So Naruto simply nodded. Well, my man will be leaving tomorrow, so why don't you... He then saw the Hyuga veins showing more bristly at the side of his eyes. As Neji turned his head, Uncle, 2 truly 11 ninjas have followed us here, and they're coming. Uncle quickly issued some defensive maneuver and got ready for the attack. They had to take care of them so they can't tell anyone about their location. As 2 Kirin ninjas appear. If you guys value your life, you will hand over that old man to us immediately, and we won't have to kill you, one of them said. It was then that the 2 boys rushed forward. The 2 Kirin missing then saw them coming. As the 2 boys then blurred out of sight, the both of them stood there confused, until something slammed into both of them. A lightning-infused punch and a well-placed Ryugen strike, as both of them fell unconscious instantly. As Uncle came over and gave them a paralyzing venom and sealed them away in a scroll. Seeing that, Tazuna thought that it would be better if they go and get the materials now. So with that, they headed off. And good luck for them, they weren't attacked, and the material was brought back. as Tazuna paid for their services, and with that the group headed off, on to their next mission. Alright team, we're good so far, said Uncle. Now, our next mission we'll be heading to Bird Country. Let's go, I'll explain as we go. We can also stop for some practice, seeing that we haven't got any down so far. As they made their way towards the docks, the group leaped away as the place was bombarded with kunais. It seems that they couldn't get a break. Looking forward, Uncle visibly stiffened, as their group was outnumbered 2 to 1. While she could take on 2 at her own at one time, all of them were truly level. Damn it, we have to fight, she said. Guys, remember what I said about sticking together no matter what. As the 3 of them nodded as they got themselves ready. Resort to your long-range ninjutsu to even out the numbers, said Uncle. As she moved on to the side, 2 of them went to engage the other 6, looked towards the 3 kids, as they all had smirks on their face, seeing that they were from Kiri, water types, mostly, but all of them had blades. Meanwhile with Uncle, as she did fast hand signs as she summoned 2 vipers that rushed off into the forest. Finally, you stop running, one of the men said. Man, I like a good chase, the other one said. It doesn't matter, she's gonna be dead soon anyway, the other one said. As Uncle simply smiled, the man narrowed his eyes around. She couldn't have set any traps, could she? As both of them looked around in the grass field they were standing in. It happened so fast as 2 snakes leaped from the ground and bit into their necks. As Uncle stood there, she thought her plan would backfire. She thought if she had separated from the group, the strong enemies would come after her. But these guys weren't even able to see her snakes on time. She quickly turned and she rushed back towards her team to make sure that they were alright. Meanwhile with the group, as they were in a triangle formation, as Naruto had his 2 trench knife out as he was clashing with 2 of them, Neji taking on the other 2, and Tenten taking on the other 2, until one of them got behind Tenten, as Neji had to use a rotation to save her life. And seeing that Neji left his 2 enemies, 4 of them started to attack Naruto, as he spin and twists, as he dodged water bullets from each angle as they ripped into the ground. He flipped, as he twisted in mid-air and brought down his trench knife, but the man was knocked away by his own accomplice, so he wouldn't get sliced. As the same man pivoted on his feet to kick Naruto away, only to be struck in the leg and then slammed in the stomach by Neji. As Naruto landed, as the 3 of them were now in a triangle formation, looking around the enemies who were regrouping. As Neji started to see a pattern. Naruto, Tenten, they were taking turns attacking us, but now they're all building up chakra in their systems. They're about to attack. When I tell you, I want both of you guys to scatter. I will use my rotation to block their attack, then you guys take them out, okay? The both of them nodded. As Neji watched and waited, as he saw all of them flash through hand sign. Now, as both Naruto and Tenten separated, a hail of water bullets from all directions came towards Neji who was in the center. Neji spun on his feet. Rotation, he said. As Naruto wasted no time, wind release, multiple winged sword jutsu, he said. As Tenten flashed through hand sign, fire release, mythical, fire phoenix jutsu, she said. As Naruto winged swords along with Tenten fireballs fused together to create a massive rain of fire that came smashing down in the enemy group. But one of them was just faster as he speed through hand sign, water release, water encampment wall, as a massive wall of water was created blocking the attack. Well, for him, the others were toast. That was some technique, he says. He stepped forward. Seems like he was the strongest. But my allies just weren't fast enough to stop it. But it doesn't matter. I'll eliminate all of you on my own and take all the money for myself, he said. Tenten, go see how Neji's doing, as he's been using a lot of chakra force techniques, and Naruto knew that it must be taxing. I'll keep up with this guy until Uncle arrived. Tenten looked nervous as she saw that this guy was strong. As she looked at Naruto, he gave her a nod. She rushed over to Neji, who was on the ground, as Naruto turned towards the man. Huh, you must be rather stupid to find me alone, kid. Cockiness always gets shinobi killed. But it doesn't matter, I'm only here for the money. I'll just remove your heads along with your teammates and send it to Gato. Naruto fist tightened. This guy just messed up really bad. With Neji as he was unconscious after using so much chakra. Back with Naruto as he slipped into his fighting style and eyed his opponent. Until now, the only thing he knew about this guy was that he had high water-based techniques. The man pulled out his sword. As Naruto got himself ready, he had experience with people using swords in battle. After all, he fought Yujiro a lot of times when she used Kenjutsu against him. The man shot forward as he brought his blade, as Naruto blocked it with both trench knife. The man was confused, as you could see it on his face as he wondered why didn't these things break. He put all of his strength into that swing, as Naruto pushed the man back and swung his left knife, cutting at the man's chest. The man stepped back as he looked at Naruto. Ah, I see now. Channeling wind chakra into your knives. Very impressive. But know that I know about the little technique. You won't touch me again, he said, as he stabbed his sword into the ground and flashed through hand sign. Water release. Water Fang Jutsu, he said. After that, a fast torrent of water shot towards Naruto, who would leap over it by channeling chakra to his feet. The man then leaped up as he sliced Naruto in half. But it was just a log, as Tenten sighed in relief. Lightning release. Lightning force Jutsu, the real Naruto said behind the man. The man turned his head just in time, but the lightning was much faster. This was a scene that Anko came upon, as the man cried out in pain and agony, as his body was struck repeatedly over and over. As Anko made her way over, the man fell, but Naruto was still doing it. As she came and placed her hand on his shoulder, "It's over," she said, as she saw Naruto hesitate to stop, until he calmed himself. She wondered what happened. Usually, Naruto wasn't this aggressive. She would ask him what's going on later. The two of them made their way, as Neji had woken up, as Anko saw the 6 missing ninjas on the ground, dead, as she wondered if Naruto killed them all. As Naruto went over to Neji to check up on him, "Tenten, come here for a second." As Tenten went over to her sensei, "What's up, sensei?" "Tell me, what happened? Did Naruto kill all of them?" she asked. Tenten told her what happened about Neji's plan, and her technique fusing with Naruto, and Naruto fighting off against the strongest of them. As Anko was satisfied with the answer for now, but she would ask Naruto about it later, seeing that she never see him do something like this before. The guy was already down, but he was still continuing the jutsu, and when she told him to stop, he hesitated to stop a bit. As Anko sent a message back to Konoha, as Naruto was speaking to Neji, and Tenten was helping him bandaging his wounds. As Anko waited for the team to arrive from Konoha. It took an hour. Anko was surprised to see that it was Kakashi and Yujiro. Being the leader, Kakashi accepted the scroll with the other missing names and the other 6. As Anko spoke to them and told them what happened with Naruto, Kakashi was surprised by that. He knew of what jutsu Naruto used. It was considered a kinjutsu in Kumo. "Anko, I don't know how Naruto learned that jutsu. It was labeled like kinjutsu from Kumo 2 years ago. Upon using it, he fired off thousands of volts, frying his opponents' inner organs. Also, in order to attempt this jutsu, the user must be having negative emotions like anger or revolt," said Kakashi. As that worried Anko a bit. "I'll talk to him." It's clear that the enemy said something and he reacted negatively. But this jutsu is only forbidden in Kumo, not Konoha. I'm pretty sure though that he wouldn't use it unless his comrades were being attacked or in serious danger. Yujiro for her part thought of approaching Naruto and asked what happened, but she thought against it. The thought of him getting so angry, well, it seemed strange to her, so something bad must really happen. Kakashi for his part chose to change the subject. "So uncle, I heard that your team will be on the road for a few months. How's it going so far?" "Well, so far so good. I couldn't ask for a better team. They watch each other and always have each other back. So far we managed to complete 2 B ranks, and we're moving on to a C rank right now. We're heading to Bird Country," she said. Yujiro and Kakashi smiled as they saw that everything was going along quite well. As they said their goodbyes, but Kakashi stopped as he turned to Anko. "I remember that sensei had a book of high-level lightning ninjutsu, and if I recall correctly, that lightning jutsu that Naruto used wasn't considered a kinjutsu when the book was published. But Naruto must understand that lightning manipulation requires some deep concentration. While I'm surprised that he learned this jutsu, if by chance the jutsu was wrong and if it backfired, he would be in a lot of trouble. Just tell him to focus on pure lightning manipulation for now. He will understand what it means." With that, they said goodbye as they headed off. After that, the team went towards a boat as they left the Wave Country, as he arrived back at the Fire Country for the next mission. But it was nighttime as Anko would take the first watch. As Neji was thankful that he would get the time to rest, while Naruto was strangely silent. As Anko was watching, she saw Naruto leave his tent and made his way towards the fireplace. She saw that he was deep in thought. He then looked up as he saw her. She jumped down. She wanted to know what happened. As Naruto then explained the man saying that he was going to kill them and send their heads to Gato. As it seems like that anger, along with the negativity when channeling the lightning, it brought out some rage within him. Uncle understand now, Naruto. Even though you kind of overdid it, you have your reason, she said. The man did threaten your comrades, and Neji was unconscious. But I know something about lightning, manipulation, and the side effects of the jutsu backfiring. How about we focus upon elemental manipulation? That way you don't have to worry about the jutsu backfiring and frying you instead. As Naruto nodded, but he knew that he let his emotions get the better of him, and he acted more like a berserker than a ninja back there. As he said his goodnight to Uncle, and he vowed to control his emotions better next time. Time skip. The next day, as the sun rose up, Uncle was surprised when she left her tent. She was the last one to wake up, as her team was already awake. Alright gang, she said. We need to arrive in Bird Country in 2 days, so we will use this day for training. It will only take a couple of hours to get there from here, so we can get there on time. Alright, first I'll be teaching Neji and Tenten a new jutsu, and you two will be using this day for practice. If by chance you manage to master it, we will end the day with physical workout. Naruto, you will be with me the entire day. You and I will focus on speed and improving your lightning manipulation. All three of them nodded as they gathered closer to Uncle. As she turned towards Tenten. Alright, Tenten, this jutsu is called Fire Release. Burning Ash, Accumulation Jutsu, she said. This was created by Sarutobi Asuma. It was a part of the reason why he got promoted to Jonin. In order for his jutsu to work, the ninja must exhale ash from his mouth that will form a black cloud. After the cloud covers the target, you have to click your teeth to ignite the explosion. I'll first teach you how to expel ash in a sec. Now Neji, your technique is called Earth Release, Revolving Split Palm Jutsu, she said. This technique allows you to control nearby stone or rocks to imprison someone. I'll explain in a second. Naruto, start with some light movements, and I'll be with you shortly, she said. As Naruto nods as he stepped away from the group, he summoned a clone to do some light sparring. As Uncle then showed the both of them what to do. Alright you two, go practice that. And once I'm done with Naruto, I'll come check on you. The both of them nodded. As Uncle made her way towards Naruto's location, as she told him to stand at one position and to not move, as she would toss kunais and shuriken towards him, as he was to block all of them. She was going to work on his reflex. He saw Uncle pull out one shuriken and he wondered why. But when she threw it, he saw why. Shuriken clone jutsu, as it multiplied, as there was no 10 of them coming for him. As Uncle watched as Naruto blocked each and every one of them, as he was moving quite flexible with his style. Alright, she said, phase 1 is done. Now it's time for phase 2. This time in 10 it will be. As she smirked, not seeing the actual number, as Uncle tossed them and it doubled. As Uncle watched in amazement as Naruto managed to break all of them. Alright, you're doing well so far. Now let's see how you do 3 times the amount. As she threw 3 shurikens and multiplied each of them 10 times. As Uncle saw Naruto spin, what the hell was he doing? Why was he spinning like that? He was going to get impaled. Wind style, Tornado Cutter Jutsu, as a slicing tornado formed around him and destroyed all the shurikens, leaving him completely unscathed. Uncle was impressed. It was like the Jayugi in the rotation with Wind Chakra. As Naruto smiled when he saw the look on Uncle's face, you can thank Asuma Sensei for this one. He was the creator of this defensive type jutsu, said Naruto. Okay, Uncle said. We will be doing some training with your lightning manipulation. Is there a jutsu you know that can break a single target? Yeah, said Naruto. Lightning Release, Thunderbolt Jutsu. Why, he asked. Well, I'll start throwing projectiles. To a random location, you have to strike them down with the jutsu. That way, we will upgrade your accuracy and maybe improve your elemental manipulation. Since we're going to be speeding things up, we will start long periods between throws and then shorter periods, okay? Naruto nodded. Alright? Begin, Uncle said. Back at Konoha, Minato was worried. Truth be told, it wasn't often that a team was sent on so much missions, but everyone wanted Team 5. As he sometimes wondered if his son grew up too fast. After all, he felt, well, a bit of worry inside knowing that he wouldn't be out there to protect his son. He had spoke to Sarutobi about this. The man said that he felt the same way when Asuma went off to join the Guardian 12. There has been a lot of bodies coming back, as Uncle and her team has been going up against a lot of Kiri shinobis. According to Kakashi, Naruto learned a lightning release that is recently a Jutsu in Kumo. He knew about that jutsu, and he needed a specific state of mind to use, but he wasn't worried about Naruto using it. As the reason why Naruto wants to become strong is to protect the ones that he cares about, and as a father, Minato hasn't felt more prouder in his life. Oftentimes, he came across people that wanted power for negative reasons, but not Naruto. He wanted the power for all the right reasons, as Mikoto had told him what happened when they told their youngest son. And good enough, Sasuke didn't hold a grudge against the older brother, as Minato knew that an Uchiha was easily able to snap, just like Fukaku, as the man was rather hungry for power. To even consider harming your wife just to awaken a stronger Sharingan, that was beyond despicable. As she also told that Itachi was getting better in time, and he started to spend more time with Sasuke, something that she was very happy for. And given her recent use of her genjutsu, she also told him that she wanted to become a teacher at the academy to help the next generation with genjutsu. But the part about Itachi interacting with Sasuke made Minato wonder, as he wondered how Naruto would react to Miseo once she was born. In the long run, it would be a wonderful thing to see the both of them playing in the backyard, as Kushina was 7 months pregnant right now, as she was at the hospital a lot of times to check how the pregnancy was evolving, and everything was wonderful at the moment. By the way, he had to go to pick her up, as he made his way off signing the last report. Meanwhile, Uncle was beyond shocked. Neji and Tenten pushed themselves as they managed to get the technique down rather quickly. As there was a town nearby, they decided to travel there to relax in the hot water. After all, it always releases the tensions out of your muscles. Upon arrival, they separate, as the females went over to their side and the males went to their side. As Uncle told them that they would join together for dinner later, as both Neji and Naruto sank down in the water, as they felt their muscles relaxing, the hot water cooling and calming them. But then a giggle could be heard. As Naruto's eyebrow twitched, he knew that giggle, and it only came from one person when he was doing something perverted. As Naruto told Neji to be right back, Neji didn't bother to open his eyes as he simply relaxed into the water. As Naruto made his way, he arrived on a tree branch. "What's up, Erosenin?" he screamed, as the said man jumped, as he ended up falling right inside the woman's hot springs. As all of the girls turned, Uncle saw Jiraiya. She then looked up, as she saw Naruto vanishing. A decent man, she thought. As she then looked towards Jiraiya, all the females got up, as he was gonna get the beating of his life. As Naruto came back over and plopped down in the water. "You made Jiraiya-sama fall once again, didn't you?" said Neji, as he cracked open one eye. "Can't help it," said Naruto. "It is always funny to do that." As Neji nodded, when they were younger, he sometimes participated in scaring Jiraiya when he was caught peeping. Time later, as Jiraiya decided to join them, as they were all having a meal together, Jiraiya was still a bit ticked off. "The both of you have been doing this for the longest time. When are you gonna finally stop?" he asked. "Well, you see, the Hokage gave us a mission to always interrupt you when you're peeping. He didn't give us an exact location, so it's an ongoing mission. So I guess, all the time," said Naruto. As Jiraiya's eye twitched, that caused Tenten to giggle and Uncle smirk. Did Minato really order that mission? Back in Konoha, Minato felt a reason to smile. He didn't know why though. He simply shrugged. Back with the group. "So Brat, it's been a while, huh? The last time I saw you, you were in the academy, and you're a Chunin already," said Jiraiya as he looked over Naruto. "Yeah, it's great so far, Erosenin," said Naruto. "I've been training with my team a lot, and we've been doing a lot of missions so far. Plus, there is the fact that Neji and I love to piss off those from the Hidden Stone and Kumo." As Neji nodded and also smiled, as Jiraiya became serious, Naruto, "You can't be pissing them off like this. The Tsuchikage is very temperamental, and he can easily provoke war to try to come after you or Minato. Also, there's the fact that Kumo wants the Byakugan. It is dangerous to provoke these people." As Jiraiya saw Naruto became serious as he clenched his fist on the table, suddenly, lightning started to shock a bit around the boy's body. "They should have known better when they sent assassins after me to kill me. If it wasn't for Kakashi and my father, I would be dead right now," said Naruto. "Besides, it's not like I'm the one that started it, right?" As Naruto calmed himself, Jiraiya looked at Naruto surprised, seeing Naruto easily manipulate lightning to that degree. As Uncle spoke, Naruto, "While I concur with your point, they were the one that started this mess. But you can't let anger cloud your judgment. If we encounter stone shinobis, it wouldn't do good for you to go on a killing spree, which will endanger the mission your teammate, she said. As Naruto nodded, I know, Uncle Sensei, he said. I already vowed myself to never lose control of my emotions again while I'm in battle. Jiraiya, for his part, was still amazed that Naruto could manipulate lightning to such a degree. The next day, while they were going off the Bird Country, Jiraiya warned Uncle about the upcoming war between Bird and Fan Country. Yes, the country daimyo believed that someone is behind this war, and he hired us to investigate, said Uncle. He hired us for 10 missions involving supplies gathering, some missions including guarding around the country. Our last mission is to find the one responsible for the war and stop him and end it. Well, said Jiraiya, I know for a fact from what you told me, your team is well trained for this kind of situation, but still there is a concern. Uncle looked at him. If the Bird Country daimyo thought that way, it can be seen that the Fan Country daimyo thought the same way as well. If by chance Fan Country hire ninjas to assist in the war, it would surely be complicated. But Minato is a smart man, I'm sure he already thought about this, and established a team of Jonins to come to the rescue if it's needed. Well, good luck to you and your team, said Jiraiya, as he turned to continue his research, well, along with his spy network as well, as he had already said bye to the brats. As that left Uncle in deep thought, if Jiraiya is right and Fan Country hire ninjas as well. After all, this wouldn't be mercenaries or some low-level missing name, this would be original ninjas from other villages. Stopping a war under these circumstances is something that not even I have done before. I should contact the Hokage, Uncle thought, as the group continued their way towards Bird Country, not knowing that they were getting themselves into a whole lot of crap. Well, Uncle just hoped that everything would work out fine. Well, they will see soon enough as they made their way. But guys, and the end episode right here. If you want the next part of this or not to do, like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn on that bell notifications they posted. And remember guys, go ahead and check out the brand new episode of What If Naruto Was Given Abilities by 4 Devils, and enjoy that guys. And also stay in tune for a brand new episode over on Anime King 3, which I do hope that you guys enjoy. But for now, I'm out of here. See you guys soon. Peace.